It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain event.
Guess what time it is? My time. You can check your iPhone. Better say it's our time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Friday. Whoop, whoop.
Friday.
It's Friday. 865-200-5503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Again, 865-200-5503. Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville, and ToyotaKnoxville.com. SwainEvent.com is where you can stream us live on your desktop or on your laptop there. Swain Event app is free for Android, Apple devices. The 850 AM, 100.9 FM, Rocky Top Sports is where you can find us on the radio dial. Ben McKee, Charlie Burrs, good morning, individuals.
Good morning, individual. What's up? I'm very excited this morning for two reasons.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. For two reasons. One, New Music Friday is blessing us with great music today. And two, I feel vindicated. You know, Tennessee fans felt vindicated with the whole updated Greg Schiano situation in Ohio State on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I feel vindicated because Alvin Kamara is out here in the streets hanging out in Drake's music videos. And you know what that tells me? Oh my God. If Drake is good for Alvin, is good enough for Alvin, Drake should be good enough for you, Jason Swain. So I feel vindicated. I don't feel like I'm on my own pedestal anymore.
Hey, man. I don't have a problem with Drake. I just think his music is I think his music is a little soft. It's not for everyone. He is not for everyone, but he's great, man. He does a great job. Alvin is already connected to the music game because of, you know, his relationship with the Migos and him being from Atlanta. So I'm not surprised. Listen, now when I was training and got a chance to spend some time in Atlanta in 2007, Jay Wade and I had an opportunity to be in the T.I. music video, Big Things Poppin'. The only reason why Jay Wade was in it and I was not in it because the Chicago Bears camp we reported a week earlier than the Rams camp. So Wade reported a week after I did, and so Wade was still in Atlanta. I had to go. And Wade was in the Big Things Poppin' video, 2007 with T.I. Back when T.I. was hot. Now, he's still hot, but this is when he was hot on fire. And Jonathan Wade, former Vol, was in the T.I. music video. So it's about who you know. But, hey, Alvin Kamara's a man. He He is that dude, and just happy for him. It's fun to follow him on Twitter too.
Alvin's found a way to be almost like I don't know if a fashion icon is the right word. But he is a fashionable guy. Like, he's a figure, almost.
He's a cultural figure.
Yeah, like a cultural touchstone kind
He's the type of guy where you'll see him in a Drake music video, and then next week we'll see him in a Madonna music video.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, we'll see him in, like, Taylor Swift, and the week after that, we'll see him in Amigos video.
He's an eclectic guy.
You can throw him in any brick room, and he'll stick to the wall.
You know why? Because he is comfortable in his own skin.
For sure.
That is why people love Kamara. That is why success will not get to his head. He's going to stay grounded. He's going to continue to work hard, and good things happen for people like that. He's just a good dude, and he's made of the right stuff. And I'm just so happy for him and where he is, because I'm sure there was doubts. I'm sure there's a lot of dark moments. A lot of moments where he didn't think football would be a part of his life, and man, is it? I mean, he makes me want to wear Adidas because I just love supporting him. I'm so glad that Tennessee got a chance to get him, and again, I'm excited for him entering his second season. Looking forward to another Pro Bowl year. But sorry, man, I will not be jumping on the Drake bandwagon like that. I'm not part of the fan club like you be. I think you like the president or something.
I am. How did you know?
You're the Drake president. Well,
and since I am the president, I do have a seat next to me with your name on it. I'm just waiting for you to shift gears and jump sides. I also have a seat waiting on Charlie. Charlie is a little closer to it than you are, but I have two seats on the board waiting for you, the vice president and the assistant to the vice president,
No,
Mr. Dwight Schrute.
I'm good. Let's go to the B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline this morning. We have a new champion of the world, the B-Drive Waterproofing Hour 1 champion, Jacob. Good morning, Jacob.
What's up, man?
What's up? Good morning.
Hey, I'm in a good mood this morning. I'm headed back to Tennessee, so I'm ready to be there.
Well, that's
I got a question, but since college football is so serious right now over this Urban Myers thing, I figured I'd lighten the mood a little bit this morning. I got a great T-shirt idea.
Okay.
It needs to read, "The butchering is over. Now let's prove it."
Okay. All right. You put that out, man. You put that out.
Yeah,
that's your idea. We don't want to steal that one.
I'm trying to do that. But why I called is I was just curious, is our offensive line going to be strong enough to where we can actually get the run game going and kind of mix up plays? Because the last couple of years have just been so predictable.
It's a great question.
I think if they stay healthy, they can,
Mm-hmm.
especially if Chance Hall comes back and returns to his freshman form, because him and Jack Jones as a true freshman there in 2015 against Alabama is one of the big reasons they were able to stay in that game, is the way they played tough football. So I think if they stay healthy, they can.
They have the dudes to be serviceable, for sure, to make it work. But exactly like Ben is saying, I mean, not only do they have to stay healthy, a lot of these guys have to grow. Like a Drew Richmond, Drew Richmond has to be better. Drew Richmond has to be better than how he's been. There's factors like that. They have the dudes to be good enough, but it's just the utilization of those guys. That's what it's going to come down to.
My answer is just yes. My answer is flat out yes, because I think about Brandon Kennedy, who is good enough to play on 90% of college football teams, sitting behind the All-American there at Alabama. And then I look at Trey Smith, if you do have to play him at guard, and we'll talk about Trey Smith because Coach Pruitt talked about him, his position being predicated on their needs as a unit. If Trey Smith is playing guard, Brandon Kennedy playing center, why can't you run the football? So yeah, I think Tennessee will be able to run the football. Will be able to be multiple, have a fullback, have a lead blocker with a tight end. So yes, I will say yes, and health obviously factors into that, but I will say yes.
Well, that'd be a breath of fresh air then.
Well, you telling me. And listen, they ran the ball well, the last couple years. Now, last year, offensively, they were just terrible. But it's not like the running game has been just trash. It's been passive. You're going east to west. We need more north to south. We need more, grinding and wearing down the defense so that way we get to the fourth quarter, we can pull away. We need more 4-yard gains, 5-yard gains, giving the defense enough time to make adjustments, enough time to catch their breath on the sideline. So it'll be just a different success running the football. Didn't have success last year, but you did have success, Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara and those boys.
Yeah.
But I'm answering your question by just saying yes.
I think we all got tired of just seeing these little short passes where on third down we didn't even throw it to the first down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that can be sometimes frustrating, and sometimes you just you don't understand why you do that. But I remember sitting in offensive meeting rooms with Coach Cutt and Trooper telling us sometimes you're going to get the ball thrown to you under the sticks. What are you going to do? You got to make a guy miss and pick up the first down. You got to be smart. So when you run a passing play, you're going to have balance on the football field. You can't have everyone running at 10 yards or 5 yards. You're going to have someone deep. You're going to have someone intermediate. You're going to have someone short, and you got to throw it to the open guy. And then if the open guy, if it's third down 10 and you catch it at 8, well, you have to be a 4 or 5-star recruit we brought you in to be. That's when you have to be a player. Make a guy miss, lean forward. Even if you get tackled as soon as you catch the ball, at least fall forward for another yard and a half or so. Craig Fitzgerald, made you lift all those weights. At least drag him for a yard or two and pick up the first down. So you can't draw it up like a video game all the time. You're going to have to make a guy miss. But play calling is so important. I think it's overrated sometimes too, because people automatically think that it's the play call that gets it done. It's the players and them being smart, and them being good too. Clay Helton, oh my God, Tyson Helton said that yesterday during his media availability.
You mentioned the play calling. Jason Brown hit on that in the Last Chance U documentary. There was a play where Rakeem Boyd takes one. He was trying to just run out the clock before halftime. And Rakeem Boyd just takes one, I believe it was like 96 yards to the house. Mm-hmm. And that makes the play calling look better. But when in reality, that was all Rakeem Boyd being able to get to the outside and take it to the house.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I like what
Go ahead.
I like what he said about that. He said if the players believe in you, they'll run through a wall no matter how far they got to get.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and we're gonna talk about that in great detail when it comes to Chris Rump too today. So, Jacob, thanks so much for the phone call, man. Have a great weekend.
Man. Y'all have a good day.
You too. I remember in 2006 we played Cal, and we were up by a lot of points, and I think there was like a TV timeout or maybe a timeout where we had an extended amount of time, and we were having fun. We was really feeling ourselves, and we were in the huddle. And I want to say the quarterback was talking to the coach on the sideline, and we had not gotten to play yet. And I remember us in the huddle talking, and we were like, man, we don't care what play we're going to get. We scoring next play. Y'all hear me? It don't matter what play it is. We're going to score. Dive, long pass, it doesn't matter. We're scoring. Y'all up for it? Yeah, let's do it. The play comes in. It's a simple off-tackle play to Montario Hardesty. Do we remember that play? It was a play where Montario broke like 20 tackles and scored a touchdown. It was that play. It was that exact play. We were in the huddle right before the snap of the football. We didn't care what play it was. We said we were going to score. That was Montario Hardesty being a second-round NFL draft pick a couple years later. That was Montario. That wasn't the play call. And sometimes you're going to have play calls like that. Sometimes you're going to have the perfect play call. And dude's going to mess it up. He's going to mess it up because he's not good enough. You put the wrong dude in that situation. It's the guy. It's not the play call. And sometimes you're going to have a bad play call, and the player's going to bail you out because he's made 2 or 3 dudes miss because he's special. So sometimes play calling can be overrated. All right, let's keep it going, and let's bring in Andy. Andy, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy
Friday.
Happy Friday to you, Andy. How does it feel to be second today?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, Butch Jones. All right, man. What's on your mind, Andy?
Well, the Jeremy Pruitt press conference today, it gives me chill bumps. I don't know, every time Pruitt talks, it just gives me chill bumps.
Really? Wow.
I'm like, every time I more believe that we can go 10-2. That's just like the coordinator.
What games are we losing in that 10-2?
I don't know if we can beat Auburn. I don't know if we can beat Alabama. Georgia, I think we'll demolish Georgia. I just don't think Georgia's doing anything. Florida, I think they're just junk. I just think they're just going to be trash this year. Sorry to say that, but, it's like Chris Rump said, Dan Mullen ain't building nothing, so I don't blame him for leaving one bit.
Chris Rump said that?
Bold.
Who said that today? He basically said
today
that Dan Mullen wanted him to stay, but he said that he felt like that Dan Mullen was not building nothing, so he said he was leaving.
Now Ben stood in Chris Rump's face yesterday and listened to the whole thing. Now
listened
Ben,
to all 16 minutes and 54 seconds, and then last night, as I was watching my Yankees get demolished by the Red Sox, I transcribed for 2.5 hours the entire interview.
Woof.
Andy, and I don't mean to burst your bubble, but Chris Rump did not say that.
No, what? Wait a minute. I like Andy's version.
I do. I mean, I do too.
I mean, yeah, that's a great quote if it happened.
I like Andy's version because I mean that's some trash talk. I like that. That makes the rivalry game that much better. I like your version, Andy.
One more thing. Congratulations, Ben, on your success.
Thank you, Andy.
Also, I think a lot of people are underestimating Jonathan Combo. I've always liked Jonathan Combo. He just looks like a King Kong version, so to say. And I really think this year he's going to unleash Immortal Batman on the whole SEC.
Andy, you are freaking fired up, man. You know what? I like that, Andy. You are fired up, Andy. Andy!
These are the kind of preseason hot takes I'm looking for right here.
Andy, you are fired up, man.
These.
You are going to crush today. You fired up, brother. I like it. I like it, Andy.
I will hopefully see y'all Sunday.
All right, Andy, be careful on the road, man. Who is more fired up than Andy right now? Andy's so fired up, he don't know what day it is.
Literally.
He talking about the press conference from today.
Now
he talking about Chris Rump talking about Dan Mullen today. Did Chris Rump wake up trash talking Dan Mullen? I mean,
the 5 a.m. press conference we all missed.
Is that what happened? Did he just roll out of bed just talking trash about Dan Mullen?
Did Andy bug Chris Rump's house and listen to his conversation with his wife this morning?
I mean, woo!
You know, honey, Dan Mullen. He wasn't building anything special. I had to get out of there.
Yeah, man.
Get on over to Tennessee.
Yeah, he wanted the coaches to dress up in Halloween costumes.
I said, I ain't got time for that
for
now.
the team meeting. I can't be doing that.
I'm just a country boy from South Carolina. We don't do that in South Carolina.
He wanted me to bend down and take some pictures with the recruits with gold teeth in their mouth. My knee's too bad for that. I can't do that.
They wanted my moose knuckles showing. I ain't got time for that.
Oh, man.
Ugh.
Dude, Andy's fired up, man. Andy said 10-2.
It's a great call.
I think 10-2 was the highlight of that.
I love it, man.
10-2.
So
Jonathan Kongbo's taking the lead by
demolishing Georgia.
storm.
I like it. And Florida's going to be trash, which, hey, I mean.
I could see that one now.
They may be. Dan Mullen doesn't even know what type of gun policy he's implementing down there in Florida. He's like, we don't like guns, but, I mean, it just depends on the situation. I mean, dude,
if you really need it, have it in your back seat. That's all I'm saying. Okay,
his players are talking about guns that you shoot, and Dan Mullen thinks they're talking about like running in the gun on offense.
Yeah, just keep going.
What a
little
call,
Lyle down there. Just keep it going. But man, Andy pumps me up today.
Now I can understand why Andy said the press conference was today because he works overnight, so it might have been today for him.
Andy's fired up, though.
He hasn't gone to sleep yet, so technically,
yesterday
mentally
is still today
to him.
I bet Andy got a lot of people in trouble in middle school.
I bet Andy still gets a lot of people in trouble.
Because Andy will go back to his friends and be like, hey, man, Dwayne said something about your mama.
And then he'll go to Dwayne and be like, Charlie was talking about your mama.
Uh-huh. He said your mama look like a man. Mustache and all, man.
And he was the type of guy that probably started food fights in middle school.
Oh, yeah. Now, he would throw the food at someone. The person would turn around. And
he'd be like, it was that guy.
It was that guy. I didn't do it. It was that guy.
It wasn't me.
Food. I don't even touch food. I don't eat food.
I don't eat. I'm an android.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Andy, you know what Andy needs to do? He needs to be a boxing promoter or MMA promoter.
Truth.
Andy could be like Don King and just make up stuff to get two people fighting.
It'd be like DJ Khaled. Just be in the background saying stuff.
Be the best instigator. Yo, Dan Mullen. Chris Rump said you ugly. And you can't coach. Yeah. And you got terrible taste in shoes. I heard it with my own 2 ears. I heard it. Andy is fired up. 865-200-5503. Be right back.
By Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Get ready for a better school year by shopping the Back to School sale at Better Mattress happening now. Whether you're a parent or a student, you know a good night's sleep makes a difference in your day. Whether it's the patience to sit in school traffic or the concentration you need to pass your test, a better night's sleep is super important for the whole household. Right now, choose a twin, full, or queen bundle deal, all starting at just $379. The Back to School bundle deal from Better Mattress is everything you need in one stop for a better night's sleep. Get a mattress, box spring, frame, sheets, and a memory foam pillow, all delivered for free, starting at just $379. You choose the size twin, full, or queen, the price stays the same. We know one size doesn't fit all. Over a dozen different mattresses qualify for this offer. Have a better school year this year. Get the Better Mattress Back to School bundle deal while supplies last. Tell them Seth sent you and ask to try my mattress. Don't wait, shop now. Chat live with the representative at bedrmattress.com. Good night just got better.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
Who is more fired up than Andy? That answer is no one. Andy is fired up, and hey, I'm fired up too. Today's the first day of Tennessee football. The season starts today.
It's back
for some.
Now,
some it could be the first game of the season.
Yeah. Now, I had this conversation with somebody the other day that they were kind of not as excited about the season because of everything that went down with Butch Jones, John Curry, Beverly Davenport. My question is, for those who weren't, it's kind of hard for them to get into this season because of everything that has happened over the last year. With it being the first day of practice, are you excited now? Does the fact that practice is in the air, football is right around the corner, does that change things for you? Or are you a little bit more excited about the season?
Wait, did you ask the people if they are excited?
Excited.
I mean, are we talking about excited or are we talking Jeremy Pruitt excited? Because there's a difference.
We're talking excited.
I mean,
I'm ready to get out there on the football field.
Hey,
and coach
if
these
we're
guys
talking,
up.
If we're talking Jeremy Pruitt excited, then I don't see how you can't be. I don't see how you can't be. I mean, there's a lot of people who have fought trying to not get themselves pumped up for Tennessee football because they've been let down in previous years. But some of them people, they cannot help it. They can't help it. Can't help it, especially when you hear dudes like Chris Rump talk about his job as an assistant coach. It's hard not to get pumped up when you hear other assistants talk about, their role inside this football program. When you know that fall camp is starting today, when you look at pictures of our guys and you see the difference in just a few months that they've made with their bodies, I mean, it's hard not to get a little bit excited. Maybe you can do that. I'm excited to see, because I remember being in this position. I remember losing in 2005 and being absolutely embarrassed to walk around the city of Knoxville. Embarrassed to go home. Embarrassed to let anyone know I played football in Tennessee. And it motivated me to kind of get out of my comfort zone and not only demand more of myself, but start demanding more of my peers. And that's always hard to do. It forces you to be a leader when you are encountered with adversity. Yeah, you may not ever change a tire. You may not know how to change a tire. But if your tire messes up on the side of the road and you're on the side of the road and they say, well, we can't be there for another 3 hours, you going to sit there for 3 hours?
No.
Or you gonna figure it out and try to change that tire?
I'm going to get on Google and YouTube and figure out how to change that tire.
Adversity brings something out of you. You don't think you can do it. Oh, man, I've never changed a tire. But either you sit on the road or you figure it out so you can get to your destination. And that's kind of how I was when we went 5 and 6 is I just did my thing. I just did my business. I just worried about myself. But that wasn't good enough. I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to be more vocal. I had to do more. I had to worry about if I go out to the club, I gotta have a bottle of water in my hand because the freshmen may see me and think that it's okay just to get wild because look at the older guy, he has a drink. So I mean, I was more conscious, and I think adversity is going to do a lot for these guys. And I'm curious and excited to see these guys bounce back. I really am. No, everybody's counting them out.
I'm hyped in a general sense because football's awesome. there's that factor. But I think about how much of that has to occur, and by that, what you're talking about, these guys taking everything that they've gone through and using it to get better. It's essentially the entire team at every position everywhere that has to do that. It's a lot to ask. I don't want to be pessimistic, but there is that in the back of my mind always with this team. Until I see that they've, maybe gotten over that hurdle. Maybe they come out of West Virginia and they just lambast them, and then, anything can happen. But until I see that there's, with this team, and until I see Jeremy Pruitt, really coach some games, I'm always going to have that float in the back of my head, as hyped as I may be about football's start, because football's awesome. But
Swain mentioned he's excited to see the transformation on the football field in terms of the way that guys look and how strong and in shape they are. The transformation in the weight room translate to the field. And Chris Rumpf told a funny story yesterday that when he first got here, when he would have the guys over to his house, he was comfortable with his players having their shirts off in front of his wife. But then he said now he doesn't want the players having their shirts off in front of his wife. He said they're too juiced up, they're too jacked up. They can't be having their shirts off in front of his wife. So he was excited to see the weight room gains and excited to see those translate to the field as well.
The exact word that he used multiple times in that answer, because I asked that question.
Yep, you did ask that question.
How's the strength and conditioning going for the defense? And he said, unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
He said that 4 or 5 times.
And I, just judging from what I know of Chris Rumpf so far, he doesn't just throw that around. Where he just is, you're unbelievable. I don't think that he tells guys that all the time. So I think that's high praise. I'm excited to see what they look like. Because if coaches are saying that now, I can't wait to see what these boys got.
Not a big surprise that we have a lot of commitments there in the interior of the defense. So defensive linemen, linebackers, or edge rushers, because when you're around a guy like Chris Rumpf, you can just tell. You can just tell the dude is authentic, and I think he's going to get the best out of the players that he's going to coach. Players that are talented but didn't really do much in their first couple of years, I think Chris Rumpf is going to be able to get the most out of them because he's going to care for them. And when I said that Tennessee, all they needed was a good football coach who's a good person, this is what I was talking about. Because if you have a head coach that's a good football coach, and at the end of the day he's a good person, he cares about the players, he's going to attract assistant coaches who believe the same thing that he believes. Chris Rumpf said he had a chance to stay at Florida. He did not say what Andy said, but he said he had a chance to stay at Florida, but it was Pruitt and the guys that he was attracting that Chris Rumpf wanted to be a part of. He wanted to be a part of what was going on in Tennessee because of the caliber of assistant coaches that Rumpf was going to be working with. You have that group of coaches who believe all the same thing, and they all are treating their players like that, not just as football players, but as men, trying to develop as men. What do you think is going to happen on the football field when the times get tough? They're going to want to play not only for themselves, but they're going to want to play for each other, and they're going to want to play for their coaches. They're going to run through a brick wall for these guys. And so you factor that into whether or not, they're going to be 7-5 or 6-6 or whatever. Man, if it's even, if the talent's even, or there's a slight difference as far as the opponent being a little bit better, the fact that your team will run through a brick wall for the head coach and for the coaching staff may give you the advantage. It really, really, really may do that. So can't wait to see how Craig Fitzgerald, what he's done with this strength and conditioning program, these coaches getting a hold of these players, showing them that they love them and they care about them, and seeing how these guys will react and respond to all the new changes. Looking forward to seeing that. All right, let's get back to the phones.
We got Big Orange Unit.
Okay.
Big Orange Unit. I wasn't ready, man. I'm just
Did you
saying.
think I was going to say something else?
I just wasn't ready, man. Big Orange Unit, good morning.
What's up, Jay? How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, I've got a couple of questions and a question and some statements. First of all, I'm upset because I think the University or Ohio State, and ESPN owes the Tennessee fans an apology for saying the things they did about Tennessee not wanting Greg Schiano. You've got somebody that coaches or that won't even let him be the interim head coach, and you want him to be a head coach in the SEC. I don't know what they're thinking. If he's not good enough to be their interim head coach, he's sure not good enough to be at Tennessee. Period.
Hey, I understand exactly what you're saying. I saw a quote from I think it was an article up there from Cleveland that said, whether you agree with Tennessee fans or not, the fact that Greg Schiano has the baggage, has the cloud, is the reason why he was not the interim head coach. And that is exactly why most of Tennessee fans did not want Greg Schiano as their head coach. Tennessee had just got past the Title IX situation, the Title IX problems. And it's been 10 years of wandering in the wilderness, 10 years of drama with the basketball program, football program, this bonehead move, and Tennessee fans got tired of it. You look at what Greg Schiano did with Tampa Bay and all the underhanded stuff he did with his players, not being trusted. That was the wrong coach for this job at this time.
And I don't think we mentioned it yesterday. Think about this. If Greg Schiano is your head coach right now, and this report comes out that a bunch of assistant coaches knew about what was going on, what is everybody saying about Greg Schiano? Everyone is wondering, did Greg Schiano know about this and he didn't say anything? Did Greg Schiano know? You know that's what everyone would be talking about? Mm-hmm. What a dodge bullet. What a dodge bullet.
I live in Chattanooga, so all these front-running Georgia fans and Alabama fans need to apologize, too, for acting an idiot. But here's the question I have, Jason.
Yes, sir.
There's two recruits that signed or that committed to Ohio State from Tennessee. Do you think that Pruitt will go after those guys now that this issue that they have with Ohio State?
I do. I think Pruitt will go after whoever he needs to go after to help win. So, yes, Ohio State has those issues going on. I think everybody's going to go after those Ohio State recruits.
Especially Kane Patterson, and because the big reason Kane Patterson ended up committing to Ohio State was because of Urban Meyer and his relationship that they had established. He mentioned several times that they text all the time, they talk all the time, and he wasn't really feeling Ohio State as much as he ended up doing so until Urban Meyer kind of really inserted himself into that recruitment.
Oh, you guys have a good day. I appreciate you taking my call.
Hey, thank you, Big Orange. Yeah.
Big Orange what?
Big Orange Unit. Big Orange Unit is the name there.
It's not what you thought I was going to say.
I just wasn't ready. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, sir. 865-200-5503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Ohio State is going to use a special 6-person group to lead this independent investigation into whether or not Urban Meyer knew about the domestic violence in 2015. He is now on paid administrative leave. Does that mean Ohio State gives them time to cover up things? Does it give them time to figure out how to make sure Urban Meyer is back and shift all the blame somewhere else? Or are they really going to do their job? And if they find that Urban Meyer knew, are they going to hold him accountable and let him go? We shall see. I wonder how long it's going to take. The season starts in about 4 weeks. 4 weeks. So what is Ohio State going to do? We'll be keeping close eye on Urban Meyer for the next few days. Maybe it takes a couple weeks. Who knows? Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your 564-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Gentlemen, get back in the game. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over 40 may have low testosterone? Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. Do you know your numbers? Well, I know my numbers. Low T Center made it quick and easy. I walked in, I took a simple blood test, and I knew my result in about 20 minutes. Their service is even covered by most health insurance. So give them a call, 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388, or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain event.
Today's lunch special at Dead End Barbecue is the bacon wrap shrimp and grits, a saute of Cajun grilled smoked sausage, bacon wrap shrimp, atop creamy cheese grits, wild boar sauce, and garnished with green onions. That is today's lunch special at Dead End Barbecue. And it's also served with a fresh side of salad greens. Yesterday, Jeremy Pruitt talked about the 4-man quarterback battle. Whoa, wait a minute now. 4-man quarterback battle.
He and Tyson Helton both mentioned, they emphasized, it's not just 2 guys. It's four guys, and they're all going to get an equal opportunity.
Yes, I'm happy to announce I have another year of eligibility left at the University of Tennessee, and I will be the 4th-string quarterback.
Congrats, Ben.
Whoa. 4-man quarterback battle. Wait a minute. Does that mean there is a 3rd and 4th guy that has a chance to win the job? Wait a minute. I thought it was just between Keller Christ and Jared Guantano. Well, let me tell you what that means, okay? Let me share with you what I think a 4-man quarterback battle right now means for Tennessee. Do I think that Will McBride or J.T. Stroud will be getting reps in the game this season? No, not unless there's injuries. We're talking about reps in fall camp. I remember, I don't know where I heard this from, but I did hear it, that when Pruitt was at Florida State, because Pruitt is now thinking about being a head coach. You went from a position coach, Alabama, you go down to Florida State, you are now defensive coordinator. You start thinking about, man, I'm really one step away from being a head coach. So you start picking up things from Jimbo Fisher. You start picking up things that help you become a head coach. You start making a notebook. Okay, this is what I would do if I had my own program. You start picking up things. And one thing that he picked up from Jimbo Fisher is that Jimbo Fisher made sure that all his quarterbacks got reps during fall camp, and as much as possible. Because if you're not getting reps as a quarterback, you start thinking about transferring. Mm-hmm. If you're a young quarterback and you come in, because everyone thinks they're going to play early. Everyone. You come in and you have this thought, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do exactly what I did in high school, I'm going to be the guy. Well, if you're getting involved, if you're getting reps, you feel good. You feel like you're a part of the team. You feel like you are part of the game plan. You have a fair opportunity to win the job. Again, you have a fair opportunity to win the job if you're getting reps. If you're not getting reps, there's no chance you're playing. So to cut down on a ton of transfers at the quarterback position, now you may still have them, but to cut down on maybe the rate that they're leaving, you include everyone. I don't think I ever stopped to pay attention to the amount of Florida State quarterbacks that were leaving. But I know they were leaving like Alabama, and I know during Jimbo Fisher's high time there, he was recruiting lights out, just like Alabama. There was a time where Florida State had more NFL players in that 3 or 4 year span than any other team in the country.
He was doing at Florida State what he's doing at Texas A&M right now.
I mean, he was lighting it up. And so what I think that Pruitt is doing is saying, yeah, everyone's going to get equal reps across the board. Number one, you get better. How do you get better if you're sitting there watching? Number two, you reduce the transfer rate at the quarterback position. And number three, you keep the 1 and 2 guys, you keep them honest. You keep them looking over their shoulder. When I went to practice during the spring, you really couldn't tell who was a walk-on guy, who was a first-team guy. Everyone was getting reps. Very, very efficient. Everyone was getting reps. Go, 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 go. Now, at some point, when you're preparing for West Virginia, there's no way you can give J.T. Stroud the same number of first-team reps as the first-team quarterback. But he can still get reps.
With the second and third team.
You can still get reps. But your reps with Marquez Callaway will not be the same reps as Jared Guantano or Keller Chris. Your reps with Trey Smith or Brandon Kennedy are not the same as Jared Guantano and Keller Chris. So I would not read into that as if J.T. Stroud or Will McBride is going to be your starting quarterback. But I like the approach. How do you get better? If you're J.T. Stroud, how do you get better for next year? Well, you got to get reps, even when you're playing or when you're not playing. You got to prepare yourself like you're going to be a starter. Attaboy, coming up next.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is driven by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are conveniently located off the Lovell Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
There is a 30% chance of rain today, mostly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 69. A 40% chance of rain tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 70. Sunday, the potential for showers sticks around at 40% with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Swain event here on a beautiful Friday. About 6 minutes until the top of the hour. It's Attaboy, and Attaboy is brought to you by Premier Surgical and PremierSurgical.com.
Having surgery can be overwhelming. Fortunately, the Premier Office-Based Surgery Center in Knoxville offers a convenient and affordable option for surgical care. They have skilled surgeons, friendly staff. They're state certified and accredited, and their facilities are designed with your comfort in mind. So if you are in need of any surgical procedures, make sure you visit PremierSurgeryPackages.com now, and they can most likely help you out. That's Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust. I have just 2 quick attaboys. One attaboy to Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, hoo boy, they are finally just going to go one-on-one, straight up, for reportedly, although this is not totally confirmed, $10 million in essentially a winner-take-all match. It's going
I think they're going to donate it to charity.
Yes,
correct?
it's that's what it's really for. It's going to take place over Thanksgiving weekend at Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas. Phil Mickelson confirmed it yesterday. Both guys are playing this weekend in the WGC, the Invitational, and I am very excited. I mean, this is basically, 2 decades in the works, and I'm excited that it's happening. And then just a quick second attaboy to media friend Chad Withrow at 104.5 The Zone yesterday. He got Dan Wolken to do what Dan Wolken refused to do with us, and got him on the show, and Withrow held Dan's feet to the fire. Thank you, Chad. You're a hero to all Tennessee fans and Tennessee media alike, because it sounded like Dan did exactly to Withrow what Dan did to me. He told Withrow to call him, and we'll talk about it. But you can't talk about what we talk about publicly. No, Dan, I'm not going to do that. I want you to come on the radio and talk to me about it. Dan refused, and Withrow confronted him about it on the show. It was great. Huge attaboy to him.
My attaboy goes to Chris Rump and the media moment yesterday, because this football team over the last couple of years, they have been stripped of having people around them that's going to help them be better men, better husbands, better fathers. A football coach can help you be a better player. Easy. But yesterday, when Chris Rump was asked about his role as an assistant coach, he gave an unbelievable answer. And we don't have enough time, because we got to take a break in another minute. But after touchdown turnover, I want to play the clip that when we had Al Wilson on in November. And Al Wilson does not do media, okay? He just does not do it. I've had him on 2 times in the 4 years I've done this thing. He does not do it. And when he does, usually it's here. That's why you don't hear from Al Wilson much. But we had Al on for 18 minutes. And it's ironic because when Al Wilson got to talking, things started happening on Rocky Top. People started getting fired. People started getting hired. When Al Wilson came on the show and dropped 18 minutes of just pure greatness.
John Curry was fired literally an hour after we
that
had
same
Al
day.
Wilson on.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. So go to swainevent.com, look at the blog, and I compared what Chris Rump said to the Al Wilson clip, and you'll see exactly why Chris Rump is the answer to Al Wilson's prayers. Touchdown turnover coming up next. Stay with us.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
If you love the Swain event and you want more of the show every day, you can now get it with Swain Event Plus. Swain Event Plus features exclusive, in-depth interviews with former Vols.
She saved my life. I probably would have never made the college, man.
I looked at him and said, Coach, no disrespect. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to play in the SEC.
With Swain Event Plus, you can also get access to the exclusive podcast Reel on the Hill with Tennessee media legend John Bryce.
What is going on there with that battle?
I had lunch with some folks over the course of this past week who indicated some inside the program believe that Jarrett Garantano is really ready to take that next step.
So go to SwainEventPlus.com right now to sign up and check out all of the amazing extras that you can get. That's SwainEventPlus.com. Get more.
All right, team, listen up. It's tailgating time again in Tennessee. But most importantly, team, you're going to need to refi that tailgate and the truck it's attached to with a refinanced auto loan with Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union with their Got That promotion. They'll give you up to $500 for your debt. Are you serious, Coach? That's right, Johnny. Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt. Now, let's get out there and spread the word. Say it with me. Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10, Alcoa 10.
ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. It's not a big surprise that Jeremy Pruitt, being a defensive guy, being a defensive back guy, will take an athlete that could play wide receiver and say, come on and play defense. Jeremy Pruitt is like the Suge Knight of the coaching staff. He's like, hey, you wanna play? Not worry about the quarterback throwing you the ball, not worry about the offensive line, not worry about, blocking all day. Come to defense. Come to the defensive room. You can make plays with us. You can play. Pruitt's recruiting DBs like Suge Knight from his own team. Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson, both guys could play wide receiver. They're great athletes. But because of the shortage at corner, I understand why they are starting out at corner. My touchdown turnover is, will we see either one of these guys, Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson, do we see them play both ways? Remember, J.J. McCleskey played both ways. We saw a little bit of Mark Jones playing both ways in 2003. It's very hard to play offense and defense. I think we saw Evan Bear get did we see Evan Bear get like a reverse or handoff
one
time?
Against Appalachian State.
Yeah, one offensive
so,
carry.
And
I was so excited.
I guess you can count that, but do we see either Bryce Thompson or Alontae Taylor play offense and defense this season, touchdown or turnover?
I'll say touchdown, similar to why Evan Berry received that, even though it was just one handoff. And if anybody remembers that fall, I kept asking the question, has Evan Berry been moved to offense yet? When you have that talented of a guy, that freak of an athlete, you try to get him the ball as much as possible, whether it be on defense, offense, kick return, punt return. And I think that's what you'll see with Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson. They're too athletic, and they have too much ability to keep them away from the offensive side of the ball, in my opinion, especially when you don't really know who your playmakers are on offense outside of Marquez Callaway, maybe Brandon Johnson and Jawan Jennings if he returns to form. So for that reason, I say touchdown. But I do think they spend most of the time, 70, 80, 90% of the time on defense, just because they need corners bad.
I'm going to say fumble, but you get the ball back.
What?
What is that? You fumbled it, but you fall on it. And what I mean by that is, I think eventually, we see one of these two dudes get some offensive reps, but not this year.
Charlie, I'm still hung up on what you said.
I'll put it that way.
If he fumbled and got the ball back.
So it's not a full turnover is what I mean.
That's not a turnover, but it's also not a touchdown.
But
yeah,
what
that's because it's in the middle. So
But what if it's a Josh Dobbs try to dive over the defensive guy, he fumbles, and then Jalen Hurd recovers,
and then you fall on it in the end zone?
That still could be a touchdown.
That's true. So you fumble it at the 50-yard line and then fall on it. I need to completely explain myself here.
Too damn smart, Charlie. You're too smart.
It's a tweener. I think eventually they do. But this season, there's desperate need at these guys' position at cornerback. And so I think they stick in defense. But eventually, they do find some footing on offense. Maybe it is this season. But just this year, they're both freshmen. And so they got time. I will say eventually, absolutely, just because these two guys' ability is top-notch, I think eventually they will find that. But not this season.
I'm going to say turnover. I'm going to go out on a limb here. And the reason why I'm saying turnover, I do not think either one of these guys will play offense, is because you have a running back room that's pretty loaded with guys who can carry the football. You have receivers, I think Callaway, I think Latrell Williams. I think you have some guys who can carry out screen passes and reverses on the perimeter if you need that. The only way I see Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson playing offense is that they just completely bomb out the defense. Pruitt don't want him anymore. He sends him to David Johnson. That's one. But the other would be if you just simply give them like a quick screen pass or some type of reverse, some wrinkle where they go in for one play. Now, that would be considered a touchdown, though. But I think as freshmen, you are so worried about doing your job, making sure that you know what you're doing primarily at that position first. Let's worry about that before we try to get you on offense and teach you different responsibilities. The one thing that's difficult for a freshman is making sure you know where to line up, understanding the pace of the game. You're not in high school anymore, so you can't do some of the things that you did in high school and get away with it because everyone is bigger, stronger, and faster. So I just think that Bryce Thompson is going to have enough on his plate playing DB for Terry Fair and Jeremy Pruitt. And I think Alontae Taylor will have enough on his plate playing DB that I don't know if they're going to put anything else on their plate. That's my hunch, okay? And I might be wrong, but that's my hunch today, and I'm saying turnover. That they will stay at DB, and they will not play any offense this season.
And I want to point out something Charlie said. Charlie thinks that it'll happen down the road. I don't know if they'll be able to down the road because look at the guys that they're recruiting. I mean, they're not going to need to play offense when you have Ramel Keaton or potentially Quavarius Crouch on offense.
I just think
one of these you really need them.
One of these guys will come into their own enough where they see that they can be utilized in more ways than just at cornerback. But I'm not a coach on this team. So.
I think why not? I think if they're going to play offense, it would probably be earlier than later. But I understand what you're saying, Charlie, because once you get everything down at DB and you're a playmaker, okay, let's explore you going and playing another position. Let's say that Bryce Thompson and Alontae Taylor, let's say they not only play corner, but they are kickoff return guys. Mm-hmm. And they display ability to make guys miss and take it to the house with the ball in their hands. Well, okay, let's get him in on the offensive play and let's see if he can make anything happen. I could see that, but also think about this. Tennessee is continuing to recruit. When Mark Jones and guys like James Banks were moved to wide receiver, it was because there was a shortage at wide receiver. It was because you had 3 young freshmen coming in and you didn't know how ready they would be starting off. And so you had Mark Jones there for insurance, for security. Tennessee's going to recruit wide receivers moving forward. So do you necessarily need more guys touching the ball? I don't know. If you are recruiting guys, that means you really may not need them that much. So I think if it's going to happen, and it's maybe earlier than later for these guys in their career. But you just never know. We don't know how creative Tyson Helton will be. We don't know. Hopefully he's very creative.
Yep. And you saw that with Jabril Peppers too.
Sorry, man.
What are you laughing at?
The text box, Keith.
Oh. What did he say?
Keith says, listening to Charlie's explanation of his touchdown turnover was like listening to Dan Mullen explain his no-gun policy. Exactly.
Does it make sense?
You sounded like Dan Mullen there. You know what I'm saying?
How would you say an in-between in terms of touchdown turnover? Like, how would you put that?
A first down.
That would have been a little simpler. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah. It's just first down, man. That's it. That's it. Well, a fumble in a recovery, but at the 50-yard line, hold on, let me get my calculator.
With the 50-yard line, you're less likely to score a touchdown.
Yeah, let me put my calculations together. First down, 50-yard line, the wind is blowing at 5 miles per hour east, and first down, man.
Swain says touchdown or turnover. Charlie says, well, I think the opponent's defensive back is going to intercept the ball, but then they're going to run it back to the 20-yard line, and then he's going to fumble, and then Tennessee is going to get the ball back.
It's going to be one of those. Or you turn it over, you throw an interception, the guy's running it back right before he crosses the goal line, you punch the ball out, and the ball goes through the end zone, so it's a touchback and you get the ball back. That's what mine was. Charlie is
very smart. Charlie is very smart.
Too smart.
He's book smart. This is why I worry about Charlie in a group setting out and about. Now, this comes from Cedric Entertainer back his Kings of Comedy bit there. If I'm in a group and you start running, I'm running too. I don't need to know what's going on. I'm running. I'm worried that Charlie, if we're in a group and Ben starts running, Charlie will try to find out why people are running.
100%.
Wait a minute.
100% Charlie would try to
Let me go investigate. Let me go see what's going on. Let me see why y'all are running.
What is happening here?
Not me. Ben, you take off running. I'm taking off running too, and then we're going to find out what we was running about when we stop running. That's the way it works.
Based on my analysis and seeing the situation, it appears that there's a large dog running in our direction.
You running, I'm running.
So
we'll figure it out later.
I'll give you a perfect example. You're not too far off. Used to live in downtown. I don't any longer. I was just walking in downtown one day, going towards Knox Area Rescue Ministries, the backside of downtown, which is a homeless shelter in downtown. Guy walks past me. He looks very raggedy, looks homeless. Obviously, I do not know if he was homeless, but you know what I mean. Just had a general.
Maybe he was preparing for a Florida workout, Charlie.
Maybe
that was
true.
His costume.
He may have been costumed.
Yeah.
But this guy walks past me, very determined, and I see him go into his pocket. He's in front of me now, maybe 5 steps. Go into his pocket, take something out, and flip it in his hand. And I'm like, what was that? I look. It is a box cutter. And he flipped the blade open. And so I go, whoa. This guy's walking with a box cutter. What would you do?
Turn around and go the other way immediately.
Exactly.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
That's not what I did.
Oh, Lord. Charlie. What you do? Go interview him?
I moved to the other side of the street, and I followed him for about 2 blocks to go.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Jesus, Charlie.
That is real life, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Oh, Charlie, you got to get out of there, man.
That really happened.
Man.
I don't know what we're going to break. That's what we're going to do.
We're
going to go to break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to listen to Coach Rump speak.
We got to work on you, Charlie. We got to work on your life awareness.
I moved to the other side of the street.
But you followed him.
Wasn't he on the other side of the street?
But you followed him.
No, he was directly in front of me.
But you followed him.
Yeah, I did.
What did he end up doing?
He got too far. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go past here. I would have if he was going somewhere else in downtown that was just closer to my home. I would have followed him to wherever he was going, but he just got a little too far away. I was already a little ways from where I lived, so I was like, I'm not gonna go.
You can't hang out with Charlie, man. Charlie will get you in trouble.
I'm a curious guy.
Charlie will get you in trouble hanging out with him. All right, we got to go to break. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfers, or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live.
Bo on the text box says, Charlie, I hope you didn't play with the matches when you were a kid. Jonesboro, Germany, is Charlie the type of guy that if you ask him what time it is, he tells you how to build a watch?
100%.
Absolutely.
Or, okay, here's a prime example. This morning, I come in, I said, Well, who won the elections in the state of Tennessee yesterday? And Charlie went on to tell me everything. He didn't tell me just who won. He told me, he may have a good chance of winning. He may not have a good chance of winning. It wouldn't be the first time a Democrat has been governor in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
You need to know.
Which I didn't mind.
What I always say, so the story that I told before the break about me following the guy that had a box cutter, I told my wife that, and she got very mad at me. She's like, "You're an idiot. Don't ever do that again." But the excuse that I make is that it's just the journalist in me. I just want to know the story. You know, it's not a good excuse, but in reality, that really is it. I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't want to miss whatever's about to go down. I don't know what this is about to be, but I want to see it because this is a story to tell.
Is that you being a good journalist or you just being nosy?
A little bit of both. Is being a good journalist just people being nosy? That might be a better question.
Maybe. Yesterday was probably one of the best moments in Tennessee media in recent history, because Chris Rump was just asked about his responsibility as an assistant coach, why he came to Tennessee, why does he do this, and on Austin Price's Twitter account, Austin Priceless, he posted a clip of Chris Rump's comments. And what I did was I took that clip and I took the Al Wilson interview, which is 18 minutes long, and I put it on SwainEvent.com. Click on blog, it's right there. And Al Wilson talked about what these young men needed. Because we got caught up in, okay, who's going to be the coach and the AD and all this stuff. And Al Wilson was simply, in a passionate way, saying, what about these kids? Who are going to teach these kids how to be men? These kids have had different coaches, different people come in and out of their lives here in Tennessee. They don't trust anybody. What about the kids? What about these young men? Who's going to be there for them? Well, you be the judge of it. I think what Al Wilson was talking about, Chris Rump is that person. So here's Chris Rump a little bit yesterday, a short clip from his interview with the media yesterday.
And let them know, man, I love you, man. I care about you. It's more than football. It's life. And I tell them all the time, if the only thing that you learn from me is how to tackle, how to sack, and all that stuff, then I fail. I just don't want to just be a guy that's going to teach you how to do that, man. I might as well leave. I don't want to do that. I want to teach them how to be a man, how to be a father, how to be a husband, how to treat your wife, how to treat your kids, how to treat people. That's what it's all about, man. It's what it's all about. And if we can do that, man, this world will be great. But some way, way down the line, man, we miss it. You know, all this money, guys getting paid. So now it's all about, getting paid, my next spot, my next position, my next job, my next car, my next house. It ain't about that. It ain't about that. It's about these young men, producing them, because they're our future. Unless you want them kicking in your door at night, robbing you. If you don't want that, then teach them. So that's what we got to do. We got to teach them. And if we just teaching them ball, then shoot, we fail. Get anybody to do this. Anybody can teach somebody how to play football. But can anybody teach them how to be a man? You know what I'm saying? A true man. You talk about a man out there running the streets, trying to see how many girls he can get, how many alcohol drinks he can drink and all that. That ain't being a man. Anybody can do that. But can anybody sit in there and suck it up and be tough when times are tough and your wife looking at you and your kids are looking at you, and how you going to feed them? How you going to keep the lights on? Or you just going to run out on them? Or you going to sit in there and make it happen? So I think you combine that with football, because football teaches you that. Teach you how to be mentally tough, physical tough. Teach you how to overcome adversity. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm on my sermon, man. Y'all got me preaching.
That last part was my
so
favorite.
Good.
Man, I'm on my sermon. Y'all got me preaching.
That's what it's about. That is why players run through a brick wall for the coach. That's an example. It's not yelling at them to try to get them to play harder. It's showing them that you care about them, that you love them. And you can't fake that. You can't fake that. You know who is real and who's not. You know what's genuine and what's not. In this business, you come across a lot of fake dudes who smile in your face and say this and say that, but you can tell. You can tell who's real. You can tell who's not. You meet a lot of people. And you don't think these recruits know that? You don't think these players know that? They're not stupid. You may trick them into coming to your school, but you're not going to trick them to think that you care about them and get them to play hard for you. They'll play hard because they want to play, but it's a difference in playing hard because it's what you're ordered to do and playing hard because you, without a doubt, believe in everything that you're doing. You love your teammates. You feel like you're a part of something special, and it's a family. That's the difference, and that's what we've been missing here, and that's what I've been saying on this program for a very long time. A very long time. That is why Chris Rump wanted to come to Tennessee rather than staying in Florida, because he was going to get paid big money staying in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. He was going to get paid big money. Chris Rump got some money now. He's coaching the SEC. I'm pretty sure he drives a nice car, has a nice house. Chris Rump is paid. He could have stayed in Florida and got paid even more. But it was what Pruitt believed in. It is what we saw from some of the Alabama players when Pruitt was leaving, and they couldn't help but to speak about their relationship with Pruitt. Even though Pruitt was going to Tennessee, the rival, they showed love to Pruitt. And Pruitt attracted Chris Rump. And that's why I'm not really worried about Tennessee getting players. And I'm not really worried about what the staff is going to do. I understand that the opponents are getting better. Georgia's getting better. I know what they're doing. I don't know what Florida's doing right now, but they have a chance to be good under Dan Mullen because he's a good coach.
South Carolina.
And South Carolina with Will Muschamp. They got something going on over there in Columbia. They do. I'm not really worried about the coaching staff getting players and coaching them up. What I'm worried about with Tennessee is the outside factors, the leadership, the boosters mailing. Because if you combine what Chris Rump is talking about with talent, you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to win. You're going to win. I'm not worried about that. They're going to win.
Just a matter of how much.
Just a matter of how much, man. They're going to win.
And you mentioned how you saw a bunch of former players at Alabama kind of really giving Jeremy Pruitt a lot of praise when he left. Chris Rump also had that same factor when he left Florida. When you have a guy like C.C. Jefferson, the star on that football team, praising him, just speaking to his character, and it's all because how genuine Chris Rump is. And I want to give his message yesterday a little more context because Austin picked that up about halfway through. He was asked about on establishing trust with his players and how quickly you can make that connection with his players, and he attributed to just being genuine, saying that I try to be who I am. I'm Chris Rump. I'm a country boy from St. Matthews, South Carolina. I'm nothing. God has tremendously blessed me, and I appreciate that, and I honor him every day. So I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. Throughout my time growing up and playing and coaching ball, I've seen different types of coaching styles. I've seen styles that work. I've seen styles that didn't work. I've seen guys that yell. I've seen guys that don't yell. So I learned all that stuff and put it in a stew pot and mix it up and pour it on me, and it's me. So I just try to be genuine and let them know that I love them and I care about them.
A little tidbit here. You mentioned that he's from South Carolina. They took a lot of different styles from different coaches that he's been around and made it his own. His first opportunity was given to him by the father of now Austin Peay AD, Gerald Harrison.
Very cool.
So we had him on the show.
South Carolina State.
Gerald mentioned that he's a huge Chris Rump fan. They go way back, like 4 flats on a Cadillac. In South Carolina, Gerald Harrison's father gave Chris Rump his first opportunity after playing football.
That's really
cool. And so there's a connection. And we know Gerald Harrison is a former Tennessee staffer, has worked at all levels here inside the Tennessee football program, from recruiting to community service. He also picked up Coach Fulmer's draws from the laundromat. That's what he said on the show. I'm just saying, don't get mad at me. That's what he said. He picked up Coach Fulmer's draws from the laundromat. That's what's said. It's documented. But that's the connection between Joe Harrison and Chris Rump. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But that's what it's about. That's the difference between winning 10 games and winning 8 games. If Tennessee would have had that in 2016, Tennessee wins more games. If Tennessee had that in 2015, Tennessee win more games. And I want you to understand something. You can have your entire assistant coaching staff feel the way that Chris Rump feels. But if your head coach doesn't believe that stuff, it's going to be hard for the assistant coach to feel comfortable in his own skin knowing that the head coach is not that way. You don't want to work for a guy like that. You want to work for a guy that's kind of like you, that believes in the same things you believe in, that believes in the same principles that you believe in. Look around at your 5 closest friends. Are you hanging out with people that don't have some of the same goals as you? If you're a guy that believes in family, you believe in treating people right, are you hanging out with people who don't believe those things? Absolutely not. You're going to hang around people that have some of the same philosophies that you have. You're not going to agree on everything. You're not going to agree on politics and stuff like that all the time. But for the most part, you share some of the same philosophies. It didn't matter if Coach Gillespie, it didn't matter if Coach Mahoney or Coach DeBoer was just like Chris Rump. If the head coach does not believe in those philosophies, then the players will catch on. The players will figure it out. The players won't give you their all. It'll be forced. It won't be genuine. That's the difference between 8 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins.
Or 8 losses.
And that is why, even with Tennessee having a little bit less talent than maybe Florida, or not enough talent as Georgia, or maybe not the Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback against West Virginia, but what Chris Rump is talking about can be the reason why Tennessee shocks people and beat people they're not supposed to beat. I'm just telling you this is a fact. It is the only difference between 2005 and 2006 at Tennessee. 05 had more talent. 06, we were together more. We believed in each other more. We loved each other more.
And this could really apply outside of football in terms of just talking about belief in a leader. When you have that, when you know that the leader that you're following has your best interests in mind, like Chris Rump is talking about. You know, he doesn't want them to just be good at football because anybody can do that, but he wants them to be good people and do well in their lives. When you can really believe in that, it can change everything, and I think you've seen it in the toxicity of Tennessee's administration all this time. Nobody believed in those leaders. Nobody believed that they had the best interest of Tennessee in mind. They had their own self-interest in mind, like a Butch Jones, except, you know, the administrative equivalent of that. And now, ideally, some of this changing of the guard will change that. Hopefully, having Coach Fulmer at the helm will change that, and hopefully, with Chris Rump on this coaching staff and the rest of this coaching staff having that philosophy, football will get better also. So,
Hour 2 continues after these messages. Stay with us.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Hey, it's Jason Swain. There's a lot of people talking about testosterone, but do your homework and go to a medical provider that you trust and that specializes in testosterone. I got my levels tested at the Low T Center. Their physicians exclusively diagnose and treat men with low T. At the Low T Center, it's quick and easy. Treatment is even covered by most health insurance. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Big Orange football is better alongside another Tennessee tradition, Mrs. Grissom's salad. Mrs. Grissom's ready-made snacks and meals are perfect for game day. Crowd favorites like the select pimento cheese and cranberry pecan chicken salad are delicious and easy to grab and go right from the grocery store. Going to the game? Visit Mrs. Grissom's in Vol Village for the must-have panini grilled pimento cheese hot dog. Man, select the best. Select Tennessee's own Mrs. Grissom's.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Get game day ready with Alumni Hall, 6 locations in Tennessee, always open online at alumnihall.com. Right now, in stores only, from now to the end of Sunday, an additional 50% off clearance is available in store at Alumni Hall at all locations. Follow them on Twitter at Alumni Hall UT, and you can see it right there for yourself. Let's get to the B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline, and let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, individual.
I think Charlie has a future in politics. That is a fumble and a recovery. And a touchdown and turnover. That sounded politician to me.
I think you're right.
I can put a good spin on things.
That's what it sounds like. And you know, I've tried my best to get to block with Dan Wilkins. I don't think I got it. I just don't think I got it.
He likes you, man. He likes you.
Yes, he does. I've tried. I've given that effort. You know, I don't think I got. I don't think I got it. I mean, there's been times I've got blocked like I just didn't understand it that time or two. But I guess I'm a failure. I feel like I'm a failure. But you know, I'll keep trying. But it ain't happened yet. But I was going to tell you guys that I was listening to Coach Rump there, and I think he sounded so much like Conso in the words.
Good job.
And how he said it, and you know how he cared about his kids and what he wanted direction for his kids and what he wanted to teach, and he sounded so much to me. And even voiced a little bit, you know, I would have thought, well, that's Gonzo, because I've heard him talk about what's important in life. And that's kind of a take I took on that. I said, he sounds a lot like Gonzo, which Gonzo was just all about you being a man and responsibility and after ball. And I enjoyed that. I'm going to tell you guys, I hope you have a great, great weekend. And I just wanted to get on here and give you a shout out and hope we can get things rolling there and be better than we think we are.
Well, thank you so much, Turkey Man.
All right, you have a good one, buddy.
Have a great weekend. You got to have dudes like Chris Rump. Your culture has to be a culture like Chris Rump is talking about. That is how you separate yourself from everybody else. Because you think about it. Everyone has money. Everyone has big boosters, okay? Texas A&M, they got money. They got in-state recruits. What's the difference? What is the difference? What makes a place special? What makes a team special? It's people. This is people business. People. It's not buildings. It's not your Tennessee fund. You can't buy success. It's the people, and it's how you treat people. It's how you treat people. John Warwards loved. Yeah, he was great. but it's the way he treated people. It's the way he made you feel when you were around him. From all the stories that I've heard about John Ward, that's what makes this place special. People. And there's not a doubt in my mind that Tennessee's going to win games. Because I would run through a brick wall for Chris Rump. And I don't even play ball. I don't even play defense. Will Friend. Jeremy Pruitt at the end of the spring did not really talk about anyone individually. Did about Kyle Phillips late. Didn't really talk about a group that was progressing, doing a good job. But he slipped up, and he gave the offensive line a lot of credit for their progression. And this was without Trey Smith. This was without Chance Hall during the spring. You had Jerome Carvin coming in as a true freshman, and they showed some major strides. Offensive line. Imagine if you have the Chris Rump effect across the board at every position. Whew. Man.
My biggest takeaway, non-football related, yesterday was that I wish Coach Pruitt would let Coach Rump talk more often, because that's a guy that, quite frankly, I'd almost rather hear from him than Coach Pruitt. In terms of from a media aspect,
he's a tad more charismatic.
Yes, and
not a shot at Coach Pruitt. That's just not his forte. So.
Yes, I did not mean that as a shot. It's just that's how much I enjoyed hearing Coach Rump talk yesterday. Great. And what's funny is John Adams asked, "So are you going to ask Coach Pruitt if you can talk to the media more?" He said, "Nah, I'll let him deal with that. This is above my pay grade."
It was funny, Kevin Scher. You could tell very much so. He is cut from a very similar cloth to Jeremy Pruitt. Chris Rumph is too, but like we're saying, just more charismatic with the media, things like that. But Kevin Scher, he got asked about, hey, Coach Pruitt doesn't let assistants talk to the media during the season. Do you like that? And Scher, it was emphatic. He was like, "Yes, I just want to do my job. I just want to go out and coach football. I don't need to talk." He didn't say it this way, but it was basically like, "I don't want to talk to you guys. I want to coach ball."
I respect it. I like it. Honestly, I know that it makes it harder on the media guys. I understand that, but again, it makes it harder on us when the team's losing. Everyone's in a pissed off mood. So go win, go do your job, and everything else will take care of itself. There are things now. There are principles that I live by every single day that I learned playing football. Mean what you say what you mean. That's from David Cutcliffe. Yep. Good things happen to good people. That's from Trooper Taylor. If it is to be, it's up to me. Being accountable. That's from a sign that was in the Tennessee football team room. There's things that, even to this day, until the day that I take my last breath, that I learned, that I use from football, that I learned from football. Chris Rump is 100% right. All right, moving on. Trey Smith. What position is he going to play? Is he going to be guard? Is he going to be tackle? He's not playing center. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Pruitt got asked about this yesterday.
And contact drills until August 19th or 20th. That's the dates that they're aiming for. So they have a 2-week period of where they can evaluate Drew Richmond. They can evaluate Marcus Tatum, Chance Hall, Brandon Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, and they're going to play Trey Smith where they feel the line is the weakest. So if they feel that Drew Richmond isn't getting the job done at left tackle, they'll probably move him to left guard and insert Trey Smith at left tackle. If Drew Richmond and Chance Hall or Marcus Tatum take those next steps at tackle position, they'll play him at guard. So I really liked his answer. And, I mean, it's an obvious answer because it's the obvious decision. When you have the best offensive lineman in football on your team, you're going to play him. You can play him wherever. That's what makes Trey Smith so good, is that he's so versatile. And so they have a 2-week period to where they can evaluate the line and kind of insert him wherever they feel necessary. And I kind of love the route that they're going, although it is kind of an obvious one in my opinion.
Cordell Patterson was a really good receiver here, really good player here, but he was still limited. You could only put him in one position because he didn't have the FBI, the football intelligence that you would need. A guy like Adante Stallworth, Kelly Washington, they were a different level because they were very smart on the football field. And you can move them in different places. You can put them in the slot. You can put them at flanker. You can put them to the field. And that's a difference. It's good to have really good players, but it's even better to have really good players who are versatile, who are smart, and that is Trey Smith. Trey Smith allows you to be better as a unit. Hey, Tiny Richardson was damn good here at offensive tackle, but Tiny Richardson was just offensive tackle. Tiny Richardson did not move to guard. This will make Trey Smith even more valuable because now you can be flexible with who you play at tackle. You have Drew Richmond, and this is a perfect situation. You have Drew Richmond that was recruited to play tackle, but has shown that maybe he's better at guard. You have Chance Hall, who is a tackle. If Drew Richmond can hold his own and do a good job at tackle this year, you could possibly play Trey Smith inside. If Drew struggles at tackle, you can put Trey at tackle and then move Drew Richmond inside if you want to. But these options, the versatility that's available, it's only available because of Trey Smith and how great he is, how smart he is, how willing he is to play wherever he needs to play to help the team be successful. And he's good at it too. That helps too. But that's why Coach Pruitt was very non-committal on what position Trey Smith is going to play because he can play tackle, he can play guard. And it just really depends on what's best for the unit. Having Trey Teague on the show, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, I don't remember. But I never forget when we have guests on and they make powerful statements. And he talked about how important and how long sometimes it takes to build the chemistry with the offensive line. You have to be in sync. You have to move as one. You got 5 guys, and you have to move as one. It's the hardest unit on the field because you got to do everything together. You have to step together. You have to slide together. If one guy messes up, it can blow the whole play up. So Trey Smith's versatility is so important to the success of this offensive line. We got For What coming up next.
For what is coming up on the Swain event.
There is a 30% chance of rain today, mostly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 69. A 40% chance of rain tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 70. Sunday, the potential for showers sticks around at 40% with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement, or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell him Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com.
Warranty good at participating dealers.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you. We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Butch Jones replacing Philip Fulmer on the Jumbotron.
For what?
People getting drunk and stumbling into the wrong house.
For what?
Butch saying a chart told him to kick an extra point instead of going for 2.
For what?
People who break the law while breaking the law.
For what?
I got 2 for what's here. My first for what, going down to the state of Texas, where armed with a pair of tongs, a man tried to hold up a burger joint. Oh my goodness. Wow.
I will flip your burgers for you with these tongs.
Give me your money or I'm going to pinch you. Wow. So suspect, 44-year-old David Gonzalez, had a hard time maintaining his balance. First of all, as he loitered in the burger chain dining room just before 3:30 p.m., according to Austin police. Police say he waited in the restaurant until one of the cashiers opened a cash register to take a portion of the day's revenue inside to the office. As the victim was counting down the money in the register, the suspect walks behind the counter to the employee and grabs a pair of metal tongs. All the victim saw in the suspect's hand, and then the coworker yelled for her to watch out, and something was metal, she told police. She feared it could be a gun as he jabbed it into her side and made repeated demands to give her the money from the register, but it was a pair of tongs the whole time.
Good try.
My next for what goes to, man, this is starting to become repetitive here. Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen was asked about his gun policy because one of his players, wide receiver Kadarius Toney, was pulled over, and there was a loaded gun in the back seat. And he said that he had the gun because he was trying to protect himself from the locals. Dan Mullen was asked about the gun policy of Florida, and here's what Dan Mullen had to say about it.
So it's not really a no. No, I mean I'm not. You know what? I mean that'd be a hard one in the world.
You said you have a no weapons policy.
I have no weapons policy, and it's a no weapons policy in certain situations of how to be educated to not have it. If I wrote up the whole, like, you know, when I like our kids thinking, I like them thinking in quick things. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? No weapons. That's easy to remember. Okay. If I write out all the different, you know, no weapons in these situations, or have a weapon for a hunting situation. If I'm doing this, I store it at this location. I keep it here. I have gun safety rules and knowledge. That's not as a quick catch to them to register in their mind. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No.
Does it make sense?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense at all, actually. The last thing you want to do is give these young men gray area when it comes to guns. So either you can have them or you can't. Either you can have them or you can't. Because if you start making a list of times you can't have a gun, it can be interpreted differently.
Yep.
Either you have them or you can't. So, boy, damn, Mullen acting like he never been a coach before.
What
Weird.
is Dan talking about?
All right, what you got?
This is a great for what out of Canada. Actually going away from Florida today. In Mississauga, Ontario, police say a man is facing an impaired driving charge after he attempted to prove to his friends that he wasn't drunk. Peel Regional Police allege that the man was drinking at a bar early on Wednesday morning, and he set out to show his friends, "I'm not drunk. I'll prove to you that I'm not drunk." So what he did was get in his car and drive to the local police station. When he got there, he asked for a breathalyzer test. A police spokeswoman said that his blood alcohol level was allegedly 1.5 times the legal limit, so he was extremely impaired. And the 32-year-old Ontario man is charged with, well, this says over 80. Is that like a Canadian thing? What is that? Oh, over, maybe that's the point. No, over 80. What does that mean?
You're the master's degree in politician. You tell us.
This is from Canadian News, so I don't know if that's like a someone. If you're Canadian, fill us in on what over 80 is. But anyway, he got charged. Point being, with drunk driving, because he's a dumb dummy. I'm not drunk. I'll prove it to you. Let's go to the police station. I'll show you right now.
Not smart at all.
Driving.
I'll show you right now.
Over 80 miles per hour. The offense of over 80 prohibits the operation or care and control of a vehicle while the person's blood alcohol concentration is over 80 milligrams per 100 milliliters of blood.
So it's it's just saying
a
that
blood
he
alcohol
was-
level.
Yeah, that he was over the legal limit. Okay. Well, there you go. Dumb Canadians
See,
today.
don't need a master's degree to use Google.
That's right, man. That's right. This whole video from Project Veritas, sorry, where
it's all good.
Where a group of former Florida football players sitting at a table. They look like they don't even know they're being recorded. Maybe they know, and then you have a reporter asking them questions about when they were at Florida and talk about abuse from Urban Meyer and the football program. It looks kind of shady. It looks a little weird to me. I have not really had a reaction to it. I guess it's supposed to paint Urban Meyer in a bad light. It's supposed to be an attempt to pile on to what is already going on in Urban Meyer's professional career right now. It just doesn't move the needle for me. I mean, it just doesn't. I'm going to ask you guys. I'll let you guys watch a little bit of the clip during the break, and we'll come back and briefly discuss it. We have Bear Salih coming on at 9:15. He is your favorite national media guy, besides Chris Lowe. Bear Salih is your guy,
and Chad Withrow, although he's not necessarily national, he's statewide.
He went to Tennessee and he's a Tennessee fan, but
yeah, Bear is your favorite national media guy because Bear understands what the Tennessee fan base means. So we'll take a break and come back after this.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's almost football time in Tennessee, which means it's time to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Tommy Bahama, and all those retro logos you love. Don't forget about your game day crew. Plenty of selection for the ladies, the little balls, and to upgrade their tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com.
Warranty good at participating dealers.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The berry punch and activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the pure recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The chocolate gladiator and the chocolate shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week and you will feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Gentlemen, get back in the game. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over 40 may have low testosterone? Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. Do you know your numbers? Well, I know my numbers. Low T Center made it quick and easy. I walked in, I took a simple blood test, and I knew my result in about 20 minutes. Their service is even covered by most health insurance. So give them a call, 865-392-1388. That's 865-392-1388. Or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Get ready for a better school year by shopping the Back to School sale at Better Mattress happening now. Whether you're a parent or a student, you know a good night's sleep makes a difference in your day. Whether it's the patience to sit in school traffic or the concentration you need to pass your test, a better night's sleep is super important for the whole household. Right now, choose a twin, full, or queen bundle deal, all starting at just $379. The Back to School bundle deal from Better Mattress is everything you need in one stop for a better night's sleep. Get a mattress, box spring, frame, sheets, and a memory foam pillow, all delivered for free, starting at just $379. You choose the size twin, full, or queen, the price stays the same. We know one size doesn't fit all. Over a dozen different mattresses qualify for this offer. Have a better school year this year. Get the Better Mattress Back to School bundle deal while supplies last. Tell them Seth sent you and ask to try my mattress. Don't wait, shop now. Chat live with a representative at bedrmattress.com. Good night just got better.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
So this is really, really weird here. Project Veritas, because it's Latin, right, Charlie?
I think.
Put out a video, An Unfair Game, Urban Meyer, a history of abuse. And it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Charlie, do me a favor. I'm gonna play this little short clip. I'll get Ben to do it. A little short clip at the beginning of the video that kind of explains this whole 23-minute video documentary on these players, sharing why they've been abused at the University of Florida. It's really weird. But tell me how you.
Man, he had this tradition where he would throw a full bottle of Gatorade at people in the hotel room.
But he's the kind of dude that would get all the information he needs to get on you, and then he would use it to manipulate you.
They had a guy's quads explode in the weight room on the leg press during what we call the Valentine's Day Massacre.
He got about 38, blew the side of his quads, just erupted. Oh, legs screaming. I take him to the hospital.
Would they ever let their child go to Florida?
Hell no.
Exactly.
There was these mat drills where like people would literally get like choked out.
Damn.
Yeah. Like,
and that was at Urban's discretion? You're saying
He had an infection in his shoulders, and it was eating away at his shoulders. And they didn't acknowledge it. They thought he was just faking, some injury.
A lot of what played into my depression was they humiliated me. They thought I was trying to skip out on practice.
Pretty much. Going to try to kill you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like I was suicidal. I was trying to take pills, all the pills that they were giving me to recover and to like subside the pain. I was taking it to try to end my life.
Whew, man. Urban Meyer has some problems on his hand here. Anytime you have former players come out and talk about how they've been treated, I'm sure they're going to get some backlash from the fans of that team, which is always unfortunate. One of the players, Josh Evans, came out yesterday and was basically backpedaling and saying that some of the things he said was taken out of context. No, it's just what you said, man. It's not really taken out of context at all. And then he tweeted something out that was so weird and awkward. And he said that he completely supports Urban Meyer. Now, you don't want to say that right now. Do you understand what's going on at Ohio State? I mean, you're trying to backpedal so much that you just don't even know what you're saying. And so they've already gotten to Josh Evans, it seems like. But this was Xavier Nixon, William Green, Gideon, Jabe,
something like that,
and Josh Evans. And I really have not heard of these dudes before, but they speak about this treatment, this physical abuse that they were subjected to there in Florida, and maybe Urban Meyer is going to have to address this. But besides the one player talking about how he was taking pills because he was suicidal, that was scary. If that was just that one guy in this video, that alone would have made me kind of be very aware and go, "Oh man, Urban Meyer has this in his culture. This is what he promotes." But the other guys, it didn't really move me. It didn't move the needle for me. It didn't really do anything. Guys, your thoughts on kind of that video? Do you?
I agree with you. It didn't really move the needle for me. I didn't. After everything that we've heard about Urban Meyer and the Zach Smith situation this week, I didn't listen to that video and say, okay, Urban definitely has to go.
Yeah.
It just didn't move the needle for me whatsoever.
If I just heard this video and there wasn't all of these allegations of him covering up for an employee who was allegedly beating his wife, I don't know that this would just be a smoking gun that ends Urban Meyer. It is certainly not good because there's things in it like a Jabe, however you say his last name. He
Close
said
enough.
he had a shoulder infection, and instead of the team providing medical care, they forced him to continue to work out while he had it. He said he was, quote, literally dying. There was bacteria eating the muscle in his shoulders. And while that was happening, he was forced to carry a 45-pound plate over my head. I was crying. And I mean, things like that are really irresponsible.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary.
Bad. But and I don't want to condone that at all. But yeah, I feel similarly. This whole thing is just strange. The context of how they got this undercover video is very cloudy, and obviously, like, who these guys exactly are, like,
what's their motives?
I would want to know, because these could have been, obviously these happened years and years ago. These could have been isolated incidents. Like I said, they're not good. They're obviously not good, anything that these guys were saying. But how do players in a general sense speak of Urban Meyer? I would just want to know more, I guess. I want more than just these four guys speaking of Urban Meyer, and I want more context, exactly where this came from. Because, like I said, these things are bad. But would this one video with just these four guys' opinion of Urban Meyer, like, end him for me? No. It's just a little bit of fuel on the fire.
Yeah,
that's how I perceive it.
The one guy said that Urban Meyer the coach threw a Gatorade bottle at someone, and I want to know, well, what happened? Because
what's the full context?
If you're sitting on the second row during a meeting and you fall asleep, the coach is going to get you to wake up, and the coach may throw something at you, or he may yell at you. And so if you're asleep and the coach throws a bottle at you, he tries to hit you in the chest, maybe hit you in the head. Maybe that was an accident. Trying to get you to wake up. Sorry, I
don't feel bad for you in that situation.
That doesn't move the needle for me that much.
Like, I truly don't feel bad for you in that situation.
But giving you medication to the point where you don't want to be here anymore, instead of fixing it and correcting it and making sure that long term that you're going to be healthy, that moves the needle for me.
That's scary.
It does. But that is also out there, and I'm pretty sure these players, if they're on social media, they will be backpedaling, just like one player is already done, and that player is Josh Evans. Barrett Sallee, CBS Sports Network, will join us next. College football expert. He does a great job, and I'm looking forward to talking to him. He's been on Tennessee side with this whole Graciano thing the whole entire time. So we talk to your favorite national media guy, Barrett Sallee, coming up next.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Joining us on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline, college football expert for CBS Sports Network. That is Barrett Sallee. Barrett, good morning.
Good morning, Swain. What's going on?
Man, everything. I have an idea I want to share with you. I have an idea for your burner account. If you want a burner account, your screen name or your username needs to be your favorite national media guy. No one will know who it is, man, if you use that. Your favorite national media guy. You can use that, Barrett. I'm giving you permission.
I like that. Does Jason Swain count?
Yes.
Then that's what it's going to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Barrett, first question, man. Is that UCF fan still emailing you, reminding you that Alabama did not win the conference championship?
Yeah, he is. I haven't been able to put him on Twitter the last few weeks because they've become increasingly offensive.
Okay.
To the point where I can't put them on Twitter.
Okay.
So, and when he stops offending basically everybody, regardless of religion, race, gender, orientation, then I'll probably put them back on. But every single email has something along those lines now. So I've taken a timeout.
Okay, gotcha. We just wanted to update on the the weird emails from the Central Florida fan. All right, Barrett. So Urban Meyer is obviously some hot water. You know, he was at Florida and SEC. He kind of takes his culture there to Ohio State, and now he has himself in some hot water. What's been your impression of what is going on there in Columbus, Ohio?
That the real Urban Meyer is finally being exposed.
Yeah.
We all sort of had jokes about how Florida was, run when he was there, the lack of discipline, the number of arrests, et cetera. And I think now you're starting to see all of that and everything else behind the scenes, sort of continue to fall around Urban and the real guys being exposed. And I think, look, coaches by and large are all type A personalities. They all by and large have egos, and most of them feel like they're bulletproof.
Yes.
If they're winning. And Urban is one of those guys. And I think what's made him successful as a head coach, keeping everything in-house, making sure people within that football bubble are working in the right direction has been really helpful for him and his success. The problem is it also, is his undoing when negative things happen because he still keeps them in-house. And I think when that happens, that's a sign of him feeling bulletproof. And now that bullet is basically going to pop that Ohio State bubble, and there's no chance of him keeping his job.
Barrett, I mean, we have to ask and go here with you because you've sort of been the sole national media member who's been on Tennessee fans' side. Ohio State did not put Greg Schiano in place as their interim coach. What is your impression of that situation?
That Ohio State recognizes that that Greg Schiano is not prepared from a background standpoint to take over this situation. I think in other situations in which this Urban Meyer scandal or any scandal didn't involve a pretty significant cover-up, then maybe Schiano takes the job. But we all know what the minority of Tennessee fans anyway used against Schiano on Schiano Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Whether people feel that was justified, unjustified, or indifferent, it's still there. And if they were to name him acting head coach, the cover-up stuff at Penn State would come back, and that specifically is why Urban Meyer got fired or is going to get fired because of a cover-up. So I think it's absolutely fair for Tennessee fans to acknowledge that, to point that out, because by and large, most people in my industry demonize Tennessee fans for what happened. And I'm not excusing the few who, went to the extreme to, criticize Greg Schiano for stuff and convict Greg Schiano for stuff that they don't know yet. But the vast majority of Tennessee fans recognize that, Greg Schiano was going to be a terrible hire from a pure football perspective, and that was really what caused that uproar on Schiano Sunday.
And then you also add in that Tennessee had just got over the Title IX situation, and you saw Greg Schiano with baggage from his days at Tampa Bay. We've seen this movie before here at Tennessee, especially over the last 10 years. Here's what I don't understand is some of the national media guys are blaming Tennessee fans now that Greg Schiano can't get a head coaching job. And what I say to that is that doesn't make a lot of sense, because if you are some powerful $1 million football program and you have ADs and administrators inside your program that you pay a lot of money to, why are you listening to the opinions of Tennessee football fans? And if Greg Schiano is that great and you don't have any worry about his baggage, then make the hire and just let Tennessee fans be the only fan base who are idiots if it's the case that Tennessee fans are the reason why this man can't get a job. You can't have it both ways.
Tennessee fans are not the reason Greg Schiano can't get a job. If it was that big of a deal, if Tennessee fans were that important in terms of Greg Schiano's inability to get a job, then sure. But ADs understand about what goes on in terms of a coach's history and what they've been through in the past. If an AD wants to hire Greg Schiano and he looks at Tennessee's reaction and says, "Oh, I can't hire him," that AD is an idiot. Like, what does Tennessee's opinion matter? If Greg Schiano is so great, then the vast majority of people would hire him in an administrative standpoint. But they don't, and it has nothing to do with Tennessee fans. Tennessee fans didn't brand Greg Schiano. Greg Schiano branded Greg Schiano. And the idea and the notion from several people in my industry that, and including guys like Doug Gottlieb, who said it specifically, that Tennessee fans cost Greg Schiano his career.
Wow.
Why? If ADs are that concerned about Tennessee fans' impression of Greg Schiano, then that AD is an idiot. And it's unfair to Tennessee fans. I think it suggests that Tennessee's fan base has way too much power on the national scale, which any fan base that, anybody that says Tennessee's fan base has the power to sully one's career to a point where that person can't get a job is just being disingenuous to the sport of football and the ability of ADs to think for themselves.
Now, Barry, I have to ask what you would do in this situation. So Dan Wolken apparently did this to myself and apparently Chad Withrow at 104.5 The Zone in Nashville. Everything happened, and we were ragging on Dan Wolken about the text messages. And apparently Dan privately messaged both of us, and he said, "Hey, call me, and I'll tell you more." And we both had a similar response of, "Come on my radio show and talk to me about it." And he absolutely refused. What would you do in that situation? And also, if you heard some of Wolken's comments yesterday on a radio show, what did you think of them?
Well, I mean, if someone asked me to come on the radio and I felt that my opinion was valid, I'd go on the radio show. Like, there's no reason to.
Thank you.
If I write something or say something on the radio, then it's on the radio or written or on TV. There's no need for me to explain myself privately if I've already explained myself publicly. It's the same thing I write when, I say, a team's going to suck or whatever, or a coach is no good. I don't need to explain myself to anybody if there's content that proves what I think of a situation. So I think that's pretty lame that somebody who has an opinion chooses not to back that up publicly, because we're a public entity here, right here. Like, we're in media. We put ourselves out there. To put yourselves out there and then just flat out, try to refuse and work behind the scenes to make something happen is it's pretty embarrassing. So I did hear some of his, Dan and I are friends, and in full disclosure, he texted me and was mad at me just for saying what I said about his tweet 2 days ago about Tennessee fans, and I'm like, look, why is it somebody else's prerogative to tell any of us what to talk about? If someone's going to go out there and say on Twitter, hey, look, Tennessee fans ruined this guy's career, get over it, I'm perfectly entitled to say that's completely unfair, and they have every right to bring it back up right now. No one else can tell me that to do that or not. That's my decision. That's my opinion, and that's my perspective. So, if somebody, really anybody, feels like they're over something and that they don't need to talk about it anymore, and they try to convince you or anybody that their opinion is the only way, then that person is stubborn, and I think it speaks volumes about character.
Barrett, before we get you out of here, I want to transition to a little X's and O's. It's my belief that South Carolina, Georgia, Missouri are the top 3 teams in the East this year. That leaves Tennessee and Florida kind of next to one another. What do you see that separates Florida from Tennessee? Because there's been a lot of sentiment out there that despite having a similar season to Tennessee last year, Florida is just going to bounce back tremendously, whereas Tennessee may kind of be stuck in barely making a bowl game. So where do you see the difference between Tennessee and Florida this year?
Well, first, I disagree with Missouri. I don't think Drew Lock is anywhere close to being as good as he's cracked up to be. But in terms of Florida, Tennessee, Tennessee is basically rehashing everything on the roster. Their defensive line's okay, but running back's a problem, offensive line's a problem, quarterback's uncertain. So the biggest difference to me is Florida can run the ball because they've got a good offensive line, and they've got, I think, a very underrated backfield, especially when they get Jordan Scarlett back after a year-long suspension. So if you can run the ball effectively, and you're confident in that, and I think Florida's more confident in that right now than Tennessee would be, then that's a fantastic start. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to defense, I think it's completely fair to say that Florida's defense right now is, or at least looks to be, pretty darn solid front to back with CC up front and Reese and that crew in the middle and Chauncey Gardner and Marco Wilson in the back. So I think that's why Florida is getting more run right now and more respect right now, because from a pure talent perspective and pure experience perspective, they're there. They have it. Now there's quarterback issues. I get that. There's depth issues. I get that. But those issues exist in Tennessee too. But there's just more certainty and stability on the roster right now in terms of what Florida has coming back.
Barrett, last question before we get you out of here. Really appreciate your time. Why does it seem like Dan Mullen is drinking water out of a fire hydrant? He's at Florida, and we got all these weird press conferences. He doesn't know for a fact his own gun policy. You got all this drama going down with his players, these weird Halloween costume party workouts. It's just really gimmicky, something that you just don't need to do, in my opinion, at the University of Florida. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, that's just Dan. That's just kind of who he is. He's a little quirky. He's energetic. He's a little bizarre at times. So I think, Mullen is going to be himself. And at Mississippi State, it was bizarre at times, and I think at Florida it has been so far too. I don't necessarily, it's off-season, so people make a big deal out of everything. Mm-hmm. I don't really like to do that. The whole gun thing yesterday, I completely understand what he was trying to say. He didn't say it very well, but I understand what he's trying to say. No gun policy, but hey, if somebody goes hunting or goes to the range and has a legal firearm, like that's fine. It is what it is, and I think that's what he was trying to convey. He did a poor job of it, and I think that's a problem that Dan has had quite a bit. He doesn't really think things through when he speaks. He just kind of goes, and at times it leads to sort of nonsensical rambling nonsense like he had yesterday. But that's just who he is, and he's been that way for a while, and I think he'll continue to be that way.
Bear, before we get you out of here, you are involved in predicting the outcomes of football games. You help bettors across the country in college football there at CBS. You also cover the SEC in college football there. How many different hats you wear there at CBS, and how can people follow you and follow your work?
Yeah, just download the CBS Sports app. We're covering college football from a written perspective on the app and on the website, cbssports.com. Doing TV, just actually did TV on CBS Sports HQ, which is our streaming service that is available on the app on any smartphone, tablet, or any smart TV, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, all that stuff. So 24-hour sports news channel called CBS Sports HQ. Everybody should check it out because it's what ESPN used to be. And then Sirius XM every Sunday and a lot of other days in between on Channel 84.
Bear Salee here in the Swain event, man. Go Braves. Appreciate the phone call.
Go Braves, man. In a wild card spot. How about that? August 3rd.
I like it, man. I like it. Barrett, thank you so much, man. And before we get you out of here, just want to let you know, man, that we're proud of you. I know that you had some health obstacles, and you're doing a great job and posting it, being transparent. I know you're inspiring a lot of people that are going through the same thing. So I want to let you know that before we let you go.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Fighting Epilepsy, top of my page. If you want to donate to the Epilepsy Foundation, pinned to my top of my Twitter account. Go for it.
Thank you, Barrett. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys.
Barrett Salee, CBS Sports here on the Swain event. Love Barrett sharing his story because a lot of other people, again, going through some of the same issues, and he can inspire the same type of folks going through the same things. So Dan Woken tried to call Barrett Salee, text him, and upset that Barrett disagreed
had
with
a
him?
different opinion than him. God
my
forbid.
Gosh, man, this dude is a cornball.
God forbid you have a different. You're national media. How dare you contradict anything I say?
Wow, man, I tried with Dan Woken. I really did, man. I tried to be really, really nice to him.
Don't.
I really tried, man.
Don't.
Wow. Yesterday's interview and that from Barrett pretty much sealed the deal for me, man. Dude is really a cornball. All right, got to go to break. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue has a new slew of daily specials. Enjoy a different special meal every day, like the Chipotle chicken salad, the chicken tender sandwich, or the kitchen sink burrito filled with brisket, pulled pork, and chicken, not to mention queso, jalapenos, and more. It's called the kitchen sink for a reason. Dead End isn't stopping at your plate, though. Be sure to check out their new summer drink offerings, including the Big Orange Crush, My Clementine, or the Tequila Squirt. There is always something new at Dead End Barbecue. Located off of Sutherland Avenue, Dead End Barbecue. The summer flavor search is over.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
Goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
If you've ever had surgery, you may have experienced sticker shock when you received all of your bills. There's one for the surgeon, one for the facilities, one for anesthesia. The list goes on, and it can be totally overwhelming. Thankfully, Premier Surgical Associates offers a different way. Premier offers packages for laparoscopic gallbladder and select hernia procedures performed at the Premier Surgery Center on Paper Mill Drive. It's one price, one bill, and you know the total cost up front. It's exceptional care at an affordable price. Visit PremierSurgeryPackages.com right now to find out more about all of the excellent services that they offer. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain event app.
I got to give an attaboy, late attaboy to Michael Jordan. He is giving back to the community as well as LeBron James. Jordan Brand is giving kids full rides to college, no basketball experience needed. And really, really, really good job by MJ. But no one has set the bar as high as LeBron James. Building a school, the I Promise School, and that is what you do when you have a platform. That's what you do. And obviously LeBron James can do more because his money is longer than any other athlete right now. But kids who are rich, you go to school, you get lunch, you get breakfast, you graduate, you get a free scholarship, a free ride to college at University of Akron.
It's amazing, and I don't want to spark a long conversation, and there are people out here who don't like this, but I'm okay with athletes using their platform to advocate for different things. That's why I'm fine with Jarrell Casey kind of doing what he's doing. The Eagles defensive back, his name is slipping my mind right now.
Malcolm Jenkins.
I'm okay with him doing things like that because there are serious problems going on in our country right now. And if you can use your platform that a lot of people don't have, and you can be the voice for the people who don't have a voice, I'm okay with you using your platform, even if you are an athlete. And I think the whole "you're just an athlete, shut up and dribble" thing, I think that is such a sad thought process, because just because they're an athlete does not mean that they're not smart or not capable of leading a country. It's just like Nick Saban. He's a tremendous football coach, but I imagine if you took out Nick Saban from college football, you could plug him into somewhere else in society, and because of his leadership skills, he'd be able to succeed. And I kind of see that with LeBron James. If you took him out of sports, I think you could plug him into the business world, maybe the political world, and I think he would succeed because of the type of leadership and the type of values he has.
I mean, I always just say you can say whatever you want. Like, that's – and I will absolutely support you in doing that. You always have to be prepared for the consequences of what you say. Yeah, the shut up and dribble is dumb, but someone looking at what LeBron says about politics and saying, why would I listen to LeBron James about politics? He's an athlete. That person's allowed to say that. And that's it's freedom of speech on both ends.
It's stupid because that's his profession. I mean, a plumber
Politics is not his profession.
Playing basketball is his profession. And
Okay.
so if you're in a conversation with someone, if they're a plumber or they're a school teacher, you're not going to listen to them because –
shut up and plumb, you know?
Yeah, shut up and teach. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, come on. At the end of the day, LeBron James is a citizen. But I just want to highlight that athletes are doing good things in the community. And LeBron James is sending every graduate of his school starting in 2021 to the University of Akron for free.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. So that's really what I want to highlight.
I thought
before we wrap up today's show.
What was also cool about his school is that I believe they started off with 120 fourth graders and 125th graders, or maybe it's third and fourth, but somewhere around those numbers, and that they're not planning on stopping there. They want to grow to the point where they're kindergarten through 8th grade. So it's not just some school where it's just like 250 kids. They want it. I mean, it's going to be almost as big as a public school.
Yeah, and I mean, I just love it because he's doing something good, and it's not divisive.
Yeah.
You know, the anthem stuff, no matter what you think of it, it is divisive at the end of the day, even if you think it's doing good. But this is doing good, and, I mean, who's going to say that this isn't great for a community?
Daniel W. says, no one knows for sure what to expect from Pruitt in Game 1, but do you see him coming out swinging or taking it easy and controlling the tempo to keep West Virginia's offense on the sideline? Well, I see him doing both, to be honest. I mean, I think you have to be prepared to come out swinging. I mean, what do we mean? Are we mean like a go route on the first play, offensive play, and taking a shot for a deep pass? Or are we talking about when it's the first third down, and instead of playing a passive defense, you send the blitz and you try to hit Will Greer in the mouth? So, I mean, that could be considered coming out by blitzing him, by being aggressive on defense. I think during a 60-minute football game, you're going to have to do both. You're going to have to take your shots and swing when the opportunity comes. When you get a fastball straight down the middle, you got to swing and try to hit it. And there's going to be some times when you're going to get a ball that is on the outside corner, and it's best just to let it hit the catcher's mitt without you swinging and see if it's going to be a ball. And that is part of the football game. That happens. And sometimes fans see that and they go, oh, man, you're playing it too conservative. Or, no, you have to be conservative. It's part of the game plan. It's part of being smart. It is chess, not checkers. So, yes, part of the game plan has to be, well, Will Greer can't beat you if he's on the sideline. Absolutely. You want the offense to put together some 10-play drives, some 15-play drives to keep that offense off the football field. So my answer to you, Daniel, is a little bit of both. I'm sorry I can't pick one or the other, but I just truly know that you got to swing sometimes when you have opportunity, and sometimes you got to play, a controlled tempo type of game plan as well. All right, let's go to the phones and let's get to Bo. Bo, good morning.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, Bo. How are you?
I'm great, man. I just love being a Vol in East Tennessee. I tell you, it's the most beautiful place on earth. You know, you hit on a couple of things earlier, especially after listening to Chris Rump's interview. Oh, my gosh. I was ready to jerk a tree up. Out of the yard. Oh, my gosh. I mean, it really hit a nerve with me, there's certain things you take in life. There's certain things that men can tell you as you're growing up that actually stick and that you carry through. And I'll never forget, as a 10-year-old boy, my father in the hospital reached out and grabbed my hand and said, son, you're going to spend a lifetime building, but in 5 minutes you can tear it down. And he said, that's going to be your name. Your name. You can spend a lifetime building your name, but in 5 minutes you can tear it to the ground. I didn't know 2 hours later that my father would die. I didn't really understand it at 10 years old. But through a lot of bad decisions as a younger man and growing up and having other men in my life, at one point it came back into my mind and hit me like a ton of bricks. And I really understood what that meant, and that was growing into a man.
Mm.
With that said, with Chris Rump's interview yesterday, that's exactly what he was preaching. That's exactly what he was preaching to these young men. Because you don't know where they actually came from. You don't know their struggles. You don't know what they've had to do to survive. I take Chris Progene, for example, when he said you had to work hard just to eat and survive. That's character. And I see this coaching staff at Tennessee with so much character and love to these kids. Man, I can't wait to send my grandkids there. I hope they're still there when they're old enough. Just because of the love they've shown towards their own play. I mean, these are kids they've only known a few months. They haven't even known them a year yet. And I'm so excited to see this bunch walk on the field for West Virginia. And I'll get your done button ready. Oh, my goodness. And I'm going to be in the enemy territory when I watch this game because we got to go on vacation that week. Thanks to my wife. But anyway, I love her, and that's okay. But I'm going to be on the Florida-Alabama line watching the Tennessee game in my orange and white. And go Vols.
I like it.
I just cannot wait to see these kids come. I know their hearts are going to be so full.
I like it.
When you've got a heart that full, you can tackle a brick wall and knock it down and send it to Butch. Here's your bricks.
I like it, Bo. Thanks so much for your phone call. Hope you have a great weekend. And it's kind of hard not to get emotional during Bo's call because
Bo's always bringing those emotional calls, and I say that in a good way.
Chris Rump is exactly the type of coach that a dude like me needs. A guy like me with, growing up the way I did is exactly the type of coach that I need. Fortunate enough to have some good people in my life. My great uncle assumed the role of mom and dad for me. Was not raised by my mom or dad. And sometimes you need an example. You need to know what it looks like to see a husband, to see a father do the right things. And you need to see that. And, I saw some of that growing up in Huntsville, but it just hit home for me. Bo's phone call and thinking about Chris Rump's comments and how important a dude like Chris Rump is in the game of football, especially college football, when you are still developing young men. Very important. Hour 3 continues after this. Hour 3 powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
There is a 30% chance of rain today, mostly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 69. A 40% chance of rain tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 70. Sunday, the potential for showers sticks around at 40% with a high in the upper 80s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com.
Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, That's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
We're here with Dr. Mike Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, or instability, Achilles tendonitis, golfer's or tennis elbow, do what I did and give them a call.
Yeah, Jason, we specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged ligaments, tendons, and joints, including things like rotator cuff injuries, knee instability, elbow problems, as well as foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles, things of that nature, by injecting with stem cells and what's called PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. And this form of treatment we do under ultrasound, so we know we have our target. And it also stimulates the body's own reparative process, and this allows for the healing of damaged tissue. And as you well know, numerous professional and collegiate athletes, guys like Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, and even yourself with your ankle injury, have been using this form of treatment for years. And so we offer that same type of treatment here in East Tennessee.
Visit them on the web at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in regenerative therapy.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's. Small town, like a small town when I'm
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk, nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The berry punch and activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the pure recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The chocolate gladiator and the chocolate shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Just a Mac on not Twitter, but on the text box. Asks, Swain, how fast is Josh Palmer? Is he take the top off the defense, Josh Malone fast? The answer is no. He is not fast as Josh Malone. But he is fast enough to have deep passes thrown to him. He is fast enough to make guys get out of their back pedal quick, fast, and in a hurry. He is fast enough to play at this level. He is also still learning how to play wide receiver, period. Not just at this level, but just playing the position, period. But he is fast enough. He is definitely fast enough. Nice body type for a wide receiver, a guy that can take hits across the middle. He's not frail. Seems to be a guy that we haven't heard much about him being injured, so he's not injury prone. And the best ability is availability. So you have that with Josh Palmer.
He just kind of hit a brick wall, freshman wall last season, and not only a freshman wall, but a Butch Jones wall as well. Obviously, he had that moment there at the goal line down in Gainesville. Wasn't the best moment, but I did see on Instagram, I believe it was Josh Palmer. He posted a video of himself from one of the practices in the spring. He was on a go route, just blew by Carlin Fields and me, and the ball was kind of underthrown, and so he had to kind of slow down, but he caught it with Colin Fields and me kind of draped all over him in the end zone. So it was a nice play by him. So I'm really excited to see if he can take that next step under Coach Johnson.
Every receiver who came in with their first year being last year gets a complete pass.
Not just the receiver. Everybody on that football team who was here last year gets a complete pass.
But specifically the receivers, because that was the group that Butch worked with the most. Butch would come over and essentially tell Kevin Beard to just get out of the way, and Butch would try to coach the receivers. And so those dudes, in terms of development and everything like that, they're getting a full pass from me. I think Josh Palmer has a bright future, for sure. Yeah, he's not as fast as Malone, but
don't have to be.
In time, I think he's going to be a great receiver.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be as fast as Malone.
Just be football fast.
I mean, you line up Josh Malone and Carlin Fields and me in a race. Carlin Fields and me wins that race 10 times out of 10. But you got to play. You got to play technique. You got to be able to change directions. You got to be able to have loose hips, playing corner. And so if you understand leverage, you understand change of speed, change of pace. Technique, catch the ball away from your body. You can school a corner that's faster than you all day long. All day long. 865-255-03. Hammer Vol says, based on the circus Dan Mullen's running down in Gainesville, how bad is their first season going to be? I'm not sure. I mean, we've seen Urban Meyer run a circus and still win football games at Florida. Can Dan Mullen do it? I don't think Dan Mullen is a good enough liar like Urban Meyer is to conceal some of those things that's going on. I mean, he's quirky. He's weird. He says some things that just, that probably he shouldn't say. I don't know if he's going to be able to run a program that's ran like a circus and still win games. I do understand kind of what Dan Mullen was trying to say about the guns, but you don't want to leave gray area with your football players.
You have to be able to when you're in that position, you have to be able to explain those things in good detail. Because, like Barrett said, if you're out hunting, if you're at a shooting range, it's okay to have guns in your possession at that time, but you can't be riding around town with an AR sitting in your passenger seat.
What you hope is that you provide enough things for your players so they won't have enough time to go to the gun range and do those things.
Yes.
I remember Coach Fulmer in the team meeting told us, guys, if you have any guns, bring it to me. And I knew in my head, no one's going to bring you a gun, Coach. Because if I'm from an area, if I'm from a part of the country that I need a gun for survival, protection, I'm used to having a gun for protection. And I'm going to go out my way to legally be able to carry that gun. And it's sad, but this is the type of recruits that sometimes you bring in. And someone threaten my life, I'm going to have protection, regardless if I'm a college athlete or not. So I'm actually kind of glad Tony had one. It's the one threatening him. He just hoped that legally he
uses it properly.
Correct, and he has all the proper paperwork to be able to have it. Hope everyone has a great weekend. For Ben McKee, Charlie Burris, from Jason Swain. Today's the first day of practice. Can't wait to join you back Monday to share kind of a little bit of what we've seen, and we'll have a lot to talk about. Have a great weekend. Peace and love.
Looking
We're
for
out.
a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.